Hello everyone, welcome back. There's a trend seen in recent times wherein most of the companies are talking about being inclusive and being diverse. Now that's a good thing because only by truly becoming inclusive and diverse you can practice Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. However, during COVID and post-COVID, most of the companies are now seeing promoting work from home or a hybrid model of working, wherein practicing inclusivity on ground always becomes a challenge. One of the areas where we can actually practice being inclusive is in our meetings. A 2021 report suggests that about 11 million meetings are held each day, which means approximately 55 million meetings held per week. Now, do you know an average worker spends around 30% of their time in meetings per day? And when it comes to mid-level management, the studies have found that they spend around 35% of their time. And when it comes to senior management and leadership, the same studies have found that they spend up to 50% of their time, and sometimes it goes more than that in meetings per day. That's why I think meetings are a great place to practice inclusivity, because that's where we get a chance to truly collaborate with our peers and customers and managers. It is a great place to walk the talk. Now, by this video, I intend to open up your eyes and make you realize that although a lot of companies and a lot of you might think that you are being inclusive, but actually in the meetings you do not practice it. Thereby, you unintentionally make a lot of employees feel unheard of, ignored, and thus they are left demotivated. I'll get to that point after this short intro. Now, for a lot of companies which promises to be inclusive and diverse, if you look at their primary action, the primary action is only focused at promoting women to leadership roles, thereby limiting the theory of inclusivity only to gender biases. But there are many other biases at workplace, like biases towards a race or region or religion. Sometimes we see in many companies that at the top level leadership positions, only people from certain region or country are entertained. So even if you bring in women in key positions, you're actually not being truly inclusive. Similarly, in our meetings, if we want everybody to feel respected and invested, then we need to make our meetings more inclusive, especially if your meetings are something like team meetings or collaborative brainstorming type. So if you are in that kind of meeting, it is the responsibility primarily on the host or coordinator of the meeting or the moderator to make sure that everyone who is participating in the meeting, irrespective of their race, region, gender, religion, feels respected and gets heard of. They should get an opportunity, an equal opportunity to speak up in the meeting. Also, if you are the host, you will have to steer the meeting through and bring the discussion back on track if it is deviating from the agenda. However, you also need to try to speak at the start of the meeting, setting up the tone and agenda, and then practice speaking at the end unless you have to absolutely intervene in the middle. Now, there is one more thing that we have to include in our inclusivity mindset, and that is including different personality types. Studies have shown that around 30 to 40% of the world population are introverts, which basically means that 1 in every 3 people are introverts. From Mahatma Gandhi to Albert Einstein to Abraham Lincoln to Sir Isaac Newton. From Bill Gates to Warren Buffett, to Richard Branson to Mark Zuckerberg, to Elon Musk. The world has seen the power of introverts time and again. But yet, unfortunately, our society has been very biased about extroverts. One of the studies conducted by the Wharton School professor and a brilliant organization psychologist, Adam Grant, suggested that normally organization favors and readily promotes extroverted personalities, when there is no evidence to prove that introverts make poor leaders. Rather, his studies suggest that extroverted leaders accounts for less profitability for companies where employees are more active, innovative, and eager to voice their opinions, whereas introverted leaders does wonderfully well with those type of employees. So basically, in every company, you will find a mix of introverts and extroverted personalities. And chances are that in your meetings, both these personality types are present. Now, let us step back a bit. Try to remember any meeting that you were part of wherein you had at least 5 or more participants. Haven't we all seen that most of our meetings are dominated by those 1 or 2 or maybe 3 extroverted personalities who consume 70 to 80% of the meeting time, while the rest remains passive? There is no evidence to suggest that people who talks a lot in the meetings actually adds a lot of value consistently. But what remains a fact is the rest of the voices go unheard of as the meeting time gets over. As a host, you fail to unlock the collective wisdom which you hope to tap in, since 70% of your participants did not get enough time to speak up. Now, not all those participants who remain quiet are introverts. Some are, and some maybe are too disciplined to wait for their turn to speak up while the extroverts speak. Unfortunately, as the meeting time ends, most often the host closes the meeting and tries to arrange another meeting, which results in productivity loss. So it is absolutely critical, if you're the host of the meeting, that if you see the extroverted personalities are consuming a lot of airtime, you need to step in, you need to ask them politely and respectfully to cover their topics quickly so that the other people in the meetings can opine as well. Now, if you still see a lot of people are silent in the meeting, calling out names is suggested because that kind of activates a lot of introverted personalities and you can get them engaged in the discussion. Remember that introverts are very, very deep thinkers. So if you're unable to tap into their insights, you're not only missing out on inclusivity, but you're also missing out on some great ideas and creative thinking, which augurs well for any organization. Hope you have liked this video. If yes, please share with your network. And in case I've been able to provide you with some fresh and valuable perspective, then please let me know in the comment section. Make all your meetings truly productive and inclusive. I'll see you next time. Till then, take care and bye-bye.